Hi guys, guess what? It's a beautiful day in Sabah today. It's calm, it's peaceful, the weather is beautiful. Tropical Storm Senyar has passed, and in its wake, it has left us with a cool, peaceful, and calm day in the country lah. Weather-wise, at least lah, yeah, not politically. Politically, I'm quite sure that not all of us are feeling that today is a good day lah. I, for one, am quite sure that DAP is definitely not feeling that today is a good day. Why? Because the Sabah election just ended yesterday, and DAP was totally wiped out lah, yeah. DAP used to have 8 seats in the Sabah State Assembly. 8 seats out of 73 lah, yeah. That was before yesterday was the election. Today, guess how many seats DAP has? 0 lah, yeah. 0. Sabahans totally rejected DAP from the Sabah political scene. DAP was not the only one that fared badly. PH also fared quite badly, yeah. Not quite badly, very badly, yeah. Now, very, even very is not probably the suitable words. PH fared terribly, yeah. It stood for 22 seats. Out of that 22 seats, it only managed to win 1. And even the 1 seat that it won was not even the seat that it won by itself. It actually won it through the help of a candidate that it borrowed from GRS. By itself, it lost everything, yeah, because it borrowed 1 candidate from GRS. At least it managed to win 1 seat. BN did okay, it won 6 seats, but even this was a steep drop from what it used to win. Pakatan National actually did quite okay, yeah, because he managed to win 1 seat, managed to do better than DAP at least, yeah. PN, who everybody thought had no chance in Sabah, at least managed to come up with 1 seat. But even that is considered quite bad, isn't it? It's just 1 seat. It's like Sabahans have totally rejected anything that came from Semenanjung. If it came from Semenanjung, they don't even want to touch it with the pole, yeah. That's how allergic the Sabahan seem to be about anything that has come up from Semenanjung. Their level of allergy to anything that has come out from Semenanjung is begging us the question lah. Until how long are we going to ignore the elephant in the room? Which is that, how long are we going to pretend that everything is okay between East Malaysia and West Malaysia, yeah? Now, just going to use marriage as an example. Now, if you have a spouse, your marriage is not going well. One of the signs is your spouse might be working late simply because they don't want to come home, yeah. After they will go on OT at work. After OT, maybe they'll hang out with their buddies in the office, at a restaurant or a pub or a kopitiam or something, just because they don't want to come back home to you, yeah. That's already a sign that all is not well in your marriage, yeah. Now, if you and your spouse start talking about your money, my money in the marriage, yeah, as if both of you are just housemates sharing a house, that's also not a good sign, isn't it? That's also a sign that your marriage is having a problem lah. Now, but worse than that, what happens if your spouse decided to pack up their things from the bedroom and switch to another room, yeah? If your spouse want to sleep in a different bedroom, yeah, I will say that this is probably getting to a point of no return lah. Might still be salvageable, yeah, even if you're not getting any, if you know what I mean, yeah. It might still be salvageable, yeah. It's difficult, but still might be salvageable, yeah. But if everybody starts to know that you have a problem in your marriage because you are talking about it outside, your spouse is talking about it to his friend or his family members or relatives, if hey, what if you went back to your hometown for the festivities, for Chinese New Year or Deepavali or Raya, and you went alone, you took the kids, you told your spouse you don't need to come lah. That is a big red flag, yeah. That shows that divorce is definitely in the itinerary already lah. Now, if you or your spouse start saying bad things to the kids about each other, yeah, like you're already trying to win the custody battle, because you see a custody battle is definitely going to come better prepare the kids so that I can win custody of them, yeah. I think that should be the last straw, yeah. Last straw. If after this also you continue, I think like, they're going to have an affair, lah. At which point are you going to say that this marriage is over, lah? Yeah, are you only going to say that this marriage is over if you see your spouse having a rendezvous with your ex or somebody like having an affair or something like that? Is that the point that you can consider that the Rubicon has been crossed? Now, I ask this question because if you use Sabah as an example, I think that the aversion that the Sabahans have for the Federation has moved beyond the point of situational to become a matter of identity. Like, and now what do I mean by this? If you have a situational problem, it means like which relationship is fully happy. Like, there'll be some little bit there, little bit things there, little bit things here that you are unhappy with, isn't it? This is considered normal. But if it becomes a matter of identity, means problem in your relationship has become a matter of identity, means like it means like as long as you are with that other person, you just hate yourself. Sometimes this might happen. I know I'm not gonna I don't think I need to explain it to you guys. Like I'm pretty sure you guys in your life experience, you have had a situation where you were with somebody, maybe with an old friend, maybe with some family members, I don't know, right? And things went sour. And what happened when things went very sour? It means like when you are with them, when you're with them, you just hate yourself. You feel so humiliated or you feel so bad being you when you are with them. In this kind of scenario, we call the problem to be an identity problem. This kind of problem usually cannot resolve, has to separate, because if you continue having a relationship means you must stick together. If you stick together in a relationship where you feel bad being yourself, because a relationship is making you feel bad being yourself, it's better to get a divorce, better to get a divorce, be happy separately, than stay together and make each other miserable. Now, I think in terms of Sabah, I think we have come to a point where the Sabahans might be at that level. They might feel bad about being them when they are with us being a part of the Federation. Not only Sabahans, I think the entire East Malaysia have gone to that zone. Anyway, the biggest takeaway that I got from the Sabah's election result yesterday is that the issue of what is the state of relationship between East Malaysia and West Malaysia, all of us in the Federation, is going to be openly discussed in the days to come. It has to be discussed because we have tried to sweep it under the carpet, we've tried to ignore the elephant in the room, we have tried to make concessions to make sure that this question doesn't rise. For Sabah, recently it's got its 40% revenue back by a court ruling. Oil and gas has been returned back to certain oil and gas rights has been returned back to East Malaysian states. MA63, Putrajaya has frequently promised to fulfill the terms of MA63. Let's call this all concessions, concessions that Putrajaya has been making to the Bornean states in order not to raise the question of what is the state of our relationship and to put the option of divorce on the table. But if you do this, there must be some form of reciprocation from the other side, isn't it? You pretend like nothing happens, the other side must also pretend like nothing happened, then you can settle this issue. But if you are the only one pretending like there's no problem, nothing to see here, but the other side is not, and the Sabah election yesterday is clearly showing us that the Bornean state Sabah, they are not willing to pretend like there is no problem. They want to confront the problem, and they are not willing to sweep the issue under the carpet, so I guess the next stage is going to be you have to confront the matter head on, What other options is there, as to who is going to do this confrontation? I think it's probably going to be Warisan. Warisan, did really well in yesterday's election. They were, out of the 73 seats, it won 25. 25 might not seem like much, but the one that we call the winner is basically GRS, and GRS just won 29. 29 GRS, 25 Warisan. What's the big difference here? And this was even acknowledged by Hajiji, the Chief Minister of Sabah. I say he acknowledged it because what time he sworn in as the Chief Minister today? He sworn in at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like earlier today, 3 o'clock in the morning. He couldn't even wait for dawn to break before swearing in as the next Chief Minister, because he was that afraid, because he knew that Shafie Apdal, the leader of Warisan, the head of Warisan, had equal mandate from the people of Sabah to become their next leader. That's why Hajiji sworn in at 3, because he was going like, if I wait until dawn breaks, it might not be me that is sworn in as the next Chief Minister of Sabah. It might be Shafie Apdal. Shafie Apdal could have been sworn in as the next Chief Minister of Sabah with just a few hours of difference. So Shafie Apdal has the mandate, as has been given a mandate by the Sabah people, but he has got no position in the Sabah government. So I think with the what is he going to do with the mandate? I think with the mandate he's going to bring up what is in everybody in what the Sabahans want him to bring up, which is the question of Sabah's relationship with the Federation, and I think he's going to bring it up. He's not going to be the first minister level or heavyweight politician that will bring it up. Before this, even just recently, Zaid Ibrahim, the former law minister, brought it up in a podcast. He basically said that if the Bornean states are dissatisfied with their place in the Federation, they should be allowed to go. After he brought it up, Home Minister Saifuddin basically shot him down. Basically said that Zaid Ibrahim is a has-been. Okay, he didn't use the word has-been. Basically said that Zaid Ibrahim is just a leader past his prime. That's the exact word that he used, that Zaid Ibrahim, that is a leader past his prime, so we don't have to listen to Zaid Ibrahim. Well, guess what? Saifuddin can say that about Zaid Ibrahim, because Zaid Ibrahim is no longer a minister. But can he say that about Shafie Apdal? If Shafie Apdal brings up this question, I don't think he can. He can't, because Shafie Apdal actually has the mandate of the people of Sabah. So this is what I feel that is going to happen in the days to come. The question of divorce between the Bornean states and Putrajaya is going to be discussed. It's at least going to be discussed. I feel it's at least going to be discussed, because you can't sweep it under the carpet anymore. Not after the election result yesterday. So anyway, that's all that I have for you in this episode, guys. As always, take care, have a good day, and see you again in the next episode. Bye bye.